Hello, my name is Dave Curry from Regatta Management Solutions. And in these few videos, we'll be showing you some of the new features that we've added to the Regatta Man registration and scoring system, and how we intend to integrate PHRF certificate processing into the process. You'll see here on the screen something that the Mass Bay people will be quite familiar with. It's the calendar view of the events in the registration system. One of the new features that we've added, I'll show here, is a login capability for skippers. I'm going to use Doug Ryan's, a friend of mine from Hingham Bay. He can log into his page. He's created a login code. And when he clicks on my profile, he sees various sets of information about him and his boats. This is where he can update here on the Skipper Info tab. See here. He can update his demographic information. If his phone numbers change or email address changes, he's able to update it there. On the Memberships tab, it shows the various organizations that we know of that he's a member of. Doug is a Hall Yacht Club member, has a member number, and it expires this year. He's a member of Hingham Bay PHRF, Mass Bay Sailing, U.S. Sailing. It looks like this is expired. It's actually just a plug. We didn't have his number at this time, but he can update his number, or it can link over to the U.S. Sailing site and renew his membership there. Roads 19, he has a Roads 19. He's a member of Fleet 46, and he's also, because he's a member of Hingham Bay PHRF, a member of PHRF New England. On the third tab over, we have Boat Info. Doug has two boats on Roads 19 and Tartan 40. If he wants to view information about that boat, things that he can update, sail number, Yacht Club Association, etc. We even now have a feature where he can upload a photograph, small photograph, and that will be linked to from scratch sheets, so people can look at the, what is that blue boat, or what should I say. I'm going to come back to this ratings tab in a second. I'll go quickly to the My Races tab. Kind of a neat thing is Doug can quickly see what races he entered last year and how he did. It shows over here on the right that he entered the Spring Series, and he was first in the Jib and Main Fleet, third in the F Fleet Arundel. Down here is Roads 19 Regatta, Race Hull. He was 15th in the Roads 19 Fleet. So that's the profile page. But what I really want to talk about is how it's used. The profile page is used for Doug to manage his ratings. Here's the boat rating page. Of course, the Roads 19 doesn't have a rating, but his Tartan 40 Ariel has a PHRF rating that was issued on March the 8th this year. But also in our system, we have a couple of older ratings for him from previous years for the Great Chase race. Before we were logging PHRF New England ratings in the system, we used this system for the Great Chase, and these are the ratings that he sailed at during those previous Great Chase races in the Hull. So Doug can view his certificate. Up comes something that looks very much like the current certificate. He can print a PDF version, see various sets of information he's got on the certificate. But more interestingly, he can modify the certificate. So I'm going to go through a modification example. If it was, let's say, January of next year, and the rating will have expired, as it will at the end of the year, this button would be a renew button, and they go through exactly the same process I'm going to show you with the renewal process. And at the end of the renewal process, you'd be taken to the standard payment screen that we use for races and will use for renewals. So he'd pay his local Hingham Bay PHRF fee through that screen. Could pay by credit card or could pay later by check. So, but let's show how we're going to modify a rating. Click on the Modify button. And the screen looks pretty much the same, except it now has these edit buttons. So I'm going to go ahead and make a change. Click on the edit button. And for this example, I'm going to assume that Doug's going to change from a 3-bladed feathering prop to a 3-bladed solid prop. I hit update. And when I go back to the certificate page, the change is highlighted in red. And if I put my cursor on it, you'll see that the previous value, the 3-blade feathering, comes up in a little pop-up box. So this is the new set, the new proposed. He hasn't done anything with it yet. He's just put it in the system. Down here in the handicapper section, it's highlighting the changes that it knows about. The software is smart enough to know about what the prop adjust is between a 3-blade and a feathering and fixed prop, so it's able to put in the extra 9 seconds and calculate the new rating. This could be useful for people to see what the impact would be for their ratings. Nothing's cast in concrete at this point in time. You'll see later how the handicapper's going to change these numbers as needed. So he's done that. He can leave it in this state, basically not yet submitted. He's played around with it. He's not sure he's going to do it, but he saw that it's an interesting, good get him 9 seconds, and it might be worth it. So its status is not submitted. Really, is not doing anything there other than placeholder. He goes back, or previously goes back to edit it, and hits the submit button. The submit button takes you then to the digital signature page, where he has to read the information, click accept, and type in his name. This name gets logged in the database as proof that he approved this submission. Click submit, and we're back to the same vote rating screen where the effective date is now pending approval. So he submitted it. He can't edit it at this point anymore because he submitted it to PHRF New England, actually to his local handicapper, excuse me, and he can only view it to see what's going on. As I said before, if this was a renewal, he would have been taken to the payment screen at this point in time to execute the complete payment for that certificate. That's it for this video. In the next video, we're going to see how this pending certificate is routed to the local fleet handicapper and then later to the chief handicapper for approval. Thank you very much.